right. So, what would you like to talk about today?
We can talk about this Pizza Hut employee that I had.
Okay.
It's this woman, and she is probably in her 40s, and she acts like she's 17 the whole time at work.
Really?
Yes.
So how does that make you feel?
Very upset because anytime I ask her to do something or ask her to do her job, she refuses to do it. And I feel like I'm working with a 10-year-old instead of a 40-year-old like I should.
Right. So some of the things that you try to get her to do, is it like that's her job description? It's what she's supposed to be doing?
Yes.
Okay. And how do you get her to, so when there's things that need to, tell me about a normal day.
Okay, so one example is whenever when phone calls come in, you answer the phone, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
We do that at any job.
Mm-hmm.
And she will be like, look at it and then look at everybody else. And they'd be like, I'm not getting that. I just don't understand. Like, you're here to work, so why don't you do your job? Like, if you don't want to be here, you can leave. Like,
right.
I don't understand.
Gotcha.
Acting like a 5-year-old, I swear. And then she'll, it's Pizza Hut, so we'll be folding boxes, and she'll fold, a whole case, and you'd be like, can I go home now? I folded a whole case of boxes. I'm like, but that's not what you're here to do. You're here to answer the phones, take tables. That's not your only thing you have to do.
Yeah. So, it sounds like does she not need a job, maybe? Like, she's just...
I have no idea. And she's always, stressed out and angry and upset, and I just don't know what to do with her.
Have you tried to talk to her one-on-one?
We're going to.
Okay.
Us managers are, but I don't think it's going to help.
How long has she been there?
Not very long. She was really good at first, and then she got too comfortable, and then she decided to start showing her true colors.
Gotcha. Is she somebody you think that she could, once you talk to her, that maybe she might grow in the company, or do you think it's more...
I think she's just there for part-time employment. I don't think she's looking to go anywhere with it.
Gotcha. Wonder... So what other things happen at work?
Just with her, or in general?
Well, just in general, yeah. How does so I know she's one of your problem ones on your team. What about other people that are there? Like, how does the work environment go when she's there and when she's not there?
Whenever she's not there, everyone's more upbeat and happy because they don't have her screaming and yelling and just being crazy and not doing her job. And so if she's not doing her job, we have to pick up her slack.
Mm-hmm.
And I work the window and the front register, and that's the busiest part.
Mm-hmm.
And I won't be answering the phone because I'm taking care of customers. And she one of the other managers will go up to her and tell her hey, answer the phone. She'll be like, well, Rachel's not getting it. And they're like, one, she's a manager, that's not her responsibility necessarily.
Mm-hmm.
And two, she's busy. Do you not see her over there doing her job?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know
So do you think she's not respecting that you're a manager now? Whereas maybe before...
Well, I've been a manager the whole time she's
okay.
been there.
Okay.
So that
that's
wouldn't
not
be
it.
the case. No.
Okay. And you said how old she was?
She's 40. Maybe it's the age thing.
Possibly.
I'm thinking that's what it is.
Yeah.
All of the managers are younger than her.
Okay.
And so maybe that's what it is.
Does she treat everybody the same she treats you?
Well, it's not necessarily she's treating me like that. It's just her attitude in general is like that.
Okay.
It's not towards me necessarily. But it affects me, so I get offended and mad about it.
I understand that.
Yeah, definitely.
Because it makes your work job frustrating to where you need things to get done. You want things to run smoothly, especially if it's your shift. You want everybody to work together. And you've worked at different places, so you know when people work together, things get accomplished. And so it makes it frustrating. So when is the management team supposed to talk with her?
We're not sure yet. We had a store meeting today. And she wasn't there because she was out of town.
Mm-hmm.
And so I told our general manager, I was like, I really think, because I'm the head of the service area, the servers and front. And I told him, I was just like, I'm really certain that Marty either doesn't want to be here or she's too stressed out to handle this job or something. We need to sit down and talk to her about it and tell her, like, these are the things you were doing, this is the way it's supposed to go, and we would like to see improvement on it, or we're going to have to take actions. So.
Now, do you guys, like, I know in other jobs they have it where people have to be there. It's a mandatory meeting. Do y'all have repercussions if they're not there?
They get a write-up.
Okay.
But she told our manager that she was going to be out of town, and so he excused it, which I'm not exactly sure if that was the case. I mean, I don't know what goes on in her life. Gotcha. But knowing her attitude, I can believe that she really was not out of town. So, I don't know what to do with her.
Gotcha. Aside from her, how is the rest of the staff?
I'll say the new people we've hired are pretty good. They do their job. The people that have been there before I got there and before my manager, that we came from a store together, so before we came there, they are just very, I don't want to do my job, and like we even discussed this during the meeting today, they're always, can I go, can I go, can I go, like way before their shift even ends, asking us if they can leave, especially drivers, and you're the most crucial person of the whole store because you're the one taking the deliveries out to everyone. So if you're not there, who's going to take the deliveries? And we are a very high volume Pizza Hut for deliveries. We're number one in the whole company of Pizza Hut right now for our delivery times.
That's awesome. Congratulations.
Yeah.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, but the reason we uphold those standards is because we have so many drivers, and just because there's a lot of people and just because it's slow doesn't mean it's not going to get hit a second later. Right after you leave, it's going to get busy again.
Right.
And I was even telling them this morning, I was like, okay, I realize y'all want to go. I know your scheduled time says you get off at 9, but I look at the schedule before I come in, and I know who's supposed to get off when and what order we're doing this. And when I feel comfortable with you leaving, I will tell you can leave. Like, you shouldn't have to sit there and ask me 20 times if you can leave. When you work in the food industry, you should know that you're not going to get off at your scheduled time ever. Never. Maybe at retail, but not food service.
That's not always the case.
Yeah.
But, so, do you think, like, with the meeting that you guys had today, did y'all address some of these issues to kind of resolve some of these?
We discussed all of them, pretty much, that we thought about. Like, us managers had a meeting before everyone else to discuss what all we wanted to talk about, and we discussed a lot of it, but we've done that in meetings before, and nothing ever happens, so, like, people just blow it off. So I feel like if we're more strict on it and we enforce it better and we, like, are more helpful, if that makes sense, then maybe it'll get better, hopefully.
I think, the enforcing part, I think, is a great idea because that's encouraging people that, it's always one to where you have the rules and then they don't follow them and they get away with it versus where if you set the rules, you hold them accountable and then, especially I think with the drivers too, like maybe they don't see, right now it's not busy, they think that they're saving you time and really that's the problem is like they don't know,
Exactly.
In the food industry, same with any business, like you have a hit or miss where it's going to be busy, it's going to be slow, and you send people home and then
you get busy
and then you're not offering the best customer service, and especially you guys being number one in your company, which is awesome, and that's a huge accomplishment that each member of your team should be excited about.
Exactly.
So they should be working towards that, and continuing that because that's not something, you can achieve that, but you can also lose it just as quickly as you got it. So, sounds like you got some good ideas in play, and so for that one associate, what to do with that one? So y'all are planning to meet with her this upcoming Monday?
Oh, we're not sure. We have to talk to her about it. There's 5 of us managers. I don't think all of us are going to go because that's a little intimidating. And, like, speaking with the manager is already intimidating enough. So it's probably just going to be me and the general manager talking to her. Or I tell him what the problems are and he's talking to her about it. So hopefully that'll help. But if it doesn't, I'm just going to have to, like, tell her, like, I'm sorry, but if you... I don't know how to even say it nicely. Like, if you can't do your job, then you can go find another one. Like,
So, in that meeting that you guys are going to have, is it your boss that's going to be doing the talking and you're just witnessing, or do you guys both participate in talking
we
with
would
her?
both.
Okay.
Yes, because he's seen things like that happen with
As
her
well.
as well, and multiple people complain about it. Like, the servers hate working with her, and like, they'll look at the schedule and be like, "Oh, Marty's working today." Like, our server shouldn't have to do that. They'd be like, "Yes, one of my friends is working today. We should all be friends and teammates, and not people that we hate working with."
True.
Because that makes the environment terrible.
Yeah, and that, I mean, yeah, because if you have a team that are against each other, they're not gonna. It's not, y'all are not gonna move in the right direction. Whereas if you're working together as a team and everybody enjoys working together, you may not have to like each other, but just, you know, and then especially not have to pick up the weight of somebody else. Especially if you have, because if there's 4 people on your team and 3 people are having to do the work of 4 people, it's just not fair.
Exactly.
So, what do you think the outcome of that meeting is going to be? Do you think she's going to improve?
I really don't. I really think either she's just going to be like, whatever, I don't care, and leave. That's what I really think is going to happen because of her personality and everything. Or, well, and she's going to deny it. She's going to say she doesn't do any of that. Or she will say she's going to do it, but she won't. I don't think there's going to be a good outcome at all. There might be, but I just don't think so. Just because you can tell those people when you've been working with them for a while, you can tell whether they care or not, and whether they can, you tell them to do something if they're going to change it or not.
And she's worked there the whole time you've been there, right?
No, she's probably been there like 2 months, maybe.
But she didn't start off this way, right?
When she started, she was actually pretty good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because that's one of the things I would say that would be encouraging, like when talking to her, just to tell her that she did a fantastic job at the beginning, you know, and that she's, you know, as far as you've seen that she can do the job and she's phenomenal, or maybe not phenomenal, but she excelled very well, and so you just noticed that she's not progressing like she did before. She's actually going back, and so more or less encourage her to be the best that she once was.
Yeah.
Like you've seen that she was good once upon a time, so.
Yeah.
And so, anyways, any other issues going on?
We also have had problems with this other server that has been stealing money.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
So we've been like, I'm the only person on the registers like ever. If I'm at work, I'm the person on the register. So if something's missing, it's all through me.
Right.
So that puts a lot of stress on me, obviously, because if there's something missing, I'm like,
Does that person work very often?
She works a lot, yeah.
Okay.
I wasn't here when this happened, but they said it happened like right before I came, and so they were doing strict, only these certain peoples can work on the registers, and I don't know if that actually happened or not. They claim that it happened, and they just didn't want to be short anymore, so they started to
be restrictive on who ran the register.
But
so they don't know for certain if she did anything, or could she have possibly given too much money?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Maybe she couldn't count it out.
She doesn't have the best attitude. She's 17. She's our youngest person there. And she's kind of like the other girl. She really doesn't act like she wants to be there. She just kind of does the minimum of her job requirement. Like the very bare minimum that we want them to do. And at Pizza Hut, we're a very like, want you to go to school and want you to do good in school and everything. And whenever I worked there and I was a server, I did homework on the clock sometimes because school is hard, especially with another job, and the manager would okay it. But she does her homework on the clock, and I'm totally cool with that as long as she doesn't have anything else to do.
Like customers in the dining room or something.
Yeah. But she gets to the point where she's so focused on what she's doing, she won't answer the phone. And then I have to, like, I want to be like, I'm going to have to tell you to stop doing your homework, or you're going to have to pay more attention to the phone. If you have to pay that close attention to your homework, you need to save that part for home and do not as important stuff here. Because phones are priority right now. Like, yes, when you get home, your schoolwork is first and then work. but
But
here we have to put school a little bit below.
Mhm.
Like, I can completely understand having to do homework at school, at work, because it's so hard to have a job, especially in high school.
Mhm.
And me being in college and working 2 jobs is just crazy.
Oh, yeah.
So,
To get everything studied and
Yeah.
whatnot. So have you talked to her about that? About
I
being...
haven't yet.
Okay, so that's on the agenda.
Yeah. Because she actually hasn't worked in a while because she's been taking off a little more for school.
Mhm.
So,
She's not on the schedule as much.
yeah.
So overall, how has your management experience been?
It's been okay. Just like,
These few issues.
I feel like we need new employees.
Mhm.
If we went through our interviewing better,
Mhm.
not just hire any random person off the street.
Mhm.
Our general manager he's in AA classes, and so he brings all the people that are in his AA classes.
Oh.
And I mean, I'm not very rude, but I mean, those aren't going to be
Your
as
best
high
applicants.
quality as other people we could find.
Right.
Yes. Instead of just finding random people off the street, we can actually put things online for interviews and get actual applications and interview people we don't know already, because then those people that he hired that are his friends think that they don't have to listen to us because he's their friend, and no matter what, he's going to have their back.
Mhm.
I don't know if that's the case because we haven't been there yet, but I don't want there to think that they have favoritism even though they don't.
Mhm.
And I don't know.
It sounds like it's very frustrating to have that, to where if, you know, a manager's handpicking certain people to work for the company versus giving a chance to other applicants that are probably more qualified. And so that would be a challenge.
Yeah, and we even talked about it this morning in our manager meeting, and what he's going to do is me and the other girl that's in charge of the service area, he's going to have us do first interviews with all of them, and then if we think they're a high quality applicant, then we'll let him interview them. That way he's not the only person dictating if these people have a job or not.
And that's a great idea, because you need another person, especially if you guys are going to be a team.
Yeah.
You need at least another person's perspective on it, because sometimes one person may see something where another person may not.
And I kind of think that females pick up more on vibes than guys do. Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you so much for visiting with me today.